across the border and we're going to the under-21 game, as I've already indicated. And I was thinking of some of the instances I had with under-21. One a way back is quite topical because of the new manager at Wigan. And I got a call from his manager at the time, the late Alec Wright, super guy from Dumbarton. Phoned me and said, "I've got a striker for you, Craig." And I said, "No, what's he called? Owen Coyle." I said, "I've seen him, a good player." He says, "Do you want him?" Because Ireland have been on. Now, to be fair to Alec, he was given his first refusal for Owen. And I said, "Well, I've got Gordon Jury, I've got Kevin Gallagher. I think they're my first choice. If I took Owen Coyle, it would just be to cap him and to prevent Ireland getting him. And I think that'd be unfair on the lad." So I said, "It's okay, you can keep him." So the first game after that happened to be Scotland against Ireland at Easter Road, under-21. And another guy that I wanted to play in the Scottish team, unlike Owen, because we were allowed overage players. And I had looked at Andy Roxburgh, who was the manager of the national team. I was the assistant. We had left Alec McLeish out, and he had 45 caps at the time. And I said to Andy, "I'm going to ask Alec to play as though you can't do that, you'll never get away with that, he'll be insulted. 45 caps, you're asking him to be an overage player." I said, "I know Alec, he's a super guy, and he's down at the coaching course at Largs. He was top class in my group." I said, "I'm going to, oh, it's on you, oh, you can do it, not for me." And Andy wasn't too happy about the prospect of us insulting him. So whenever I phoned Alec McLeish, typical of his attitude, certain, if you want me, I'll be there. We're playing Ireland at Easter Road, will you be the captain, the overage player, bring on the youngsters? So Alec was there, and we were ahead of me. The wee striker for Ireland knocked it round Alec in 10 minutes and stuck it in the roof of our net. And Tommy Craig, my colleague, looked at me and said, "We could have had that guy, Craig." I said, "I know." Well, fortunately, the sequel to the story is good, because we won 4-1. And I think Gordon Jury scored 3 and Kevin Gallagher scored 1. But it reminds me of the fact that we could have had Owen Coyle for Scotland, and it was my fault if we didn't have him. But we had good striking provision. You know, we had Johnson and McCoist at the time, then we had Jury and Gallagher. We were well off at Owen's time. So, although I regret it, because he would have been a great guy about the place, in the dressing room and on the pitch, you can't have them all. And I thought at that time the other two were better, and I think they proved that. We got to the semi-final with that team. But the Alec McLeish story is important, because that is the attitude that I think every international manager wants. A guy who's so willing to play at any level, to put on that Scotland shirt, as Alec McLeish was. And you know, I'm forever grateful to him, and you know, I've got the highest admiration for guys like that. Of course, the next one I'll tell you about is another legend of Scottish football, and that's Jim Leighton. Now, we're going down to see Jim now, because he's the goalkeeping coach with the under-21 team, and there's not a finer guy who walks this earth than Jim Leighton. 91 caps for Scotland, and maybe I should leave it as a question to the folks on the site here. How many shutouts? And that'll be a quiz question, and I'm prepared to acknowledge anyone who can get that answer without going into all the stats, just off the top of your head. I'll tell you the next time you speak to me, but it's unbelievable the number of shutouts that Jim Leighton had for Scotland. And then I'll also tell you about the sad day when I had to drop him from Euro 96 and play the goalkeeper, whom I thought at the time was in better form. And again, that's another quiz question. I think that's quite well known who that was. So the Jim Leighton, wonderful guy, brilliant goalkeeping coach, and we'll prove that tonight, I hope, against England, when he's coached the Scotland goalkeeper Archer to play against England.